Faith Church, hope you are well today. It's March 12th, Friday. Happens to be exactly 1 year ago today when our session made the decision to shut down the church building. Seems like a long time ago, a lifetime ago perhaps. But if you can remember back a year ago, we had just finished our winter retreat, and there was news of COVID, and then a couple of folks in our church, number of people actually were symptomatic, including myself. And our elders had called a special meeting on a Thursday night and made the decision to close the building. And it was within the days that followed when we didn't have worship. First time in probably 50 years we didn't have worship on Sunday morning. Of course, the low point for us as a church was the loss of two of our beloved members, Don Sperling and Gail Alexis, that next week or two. And everything changed. And boy, it for me at least seems like a lifetime ago. It's been a long year in many ways. Talking to a friend here at the church today who was just saying how hard it's been. And this is a person who lives alone. And I know for many of you to have been in such isolation this year has been really trying, challenging. It's been difficult. What I want to say to you as I reflect back over this year, I couldn't be more grateful to have been part of this congregation and proud really of this church. Our leadership from day one of this challenge has been unified and wise and decisive and compassionate. Our elders and our deacons and our staff have been humbled to serve alongside these people. The gifts and abilities that I've seen in this church, people stepping up to serve in different capacities along the way, has been remarkable to me. The way that I've seen so many of you, most all of you, really looking out for one another, checking in on each other, encouraging each other, phone calls, texts, just say, hey, we can keep going, we can get through this. It's been a joy to watch the way the body of this church has cared for each other. And just the supportiveness of this congregation. I know in other contexts that hadn't been the case, but I struggle to think of a single complaint that I've heard this year from people about decisions we've made. We've had to kind of do this on the fly. A lot of things that's been required a lot of patience from a lot of you, and yet really almost entirely the congregation, you all have been incredibly supportive and patient and flexible and engaged. You know, we've seen people just engage in worship and online classes and stay in life groups and just keep working at it. I've just been so impressed and proud and humbled by this congregation, of which I'm just so grateful to be part of. And I really think that God has used this year to form us and to shape us. There's been some loss and some grief that we've experienced, but God is shaping us. And I really do believe, that the church, we've been reminded, the church is not a building. We love this building, and I can't wait to be back together with everybody here. But the church isn't this building, and the church isn't a Sunday morning event or any event. It's a people, and we've demonstrated that this year. I think our congregation is going to come back from this quarantine and pandemic stronger than we went in. I think God has pruned us and shaped us and strengthened us in some really powerful ways that are pretty kind of yet to be seen. Today's psalm is Psalm 41, and just coincidence or what, but it just struck me. The first couple verses again read, "Happy are those who consider the poor. The Lord delivers them in the day of trouble," or the year of trouble. "The Lord protects them and keeps them alive. They are called happy in the land, blessed in the land. You do not give them up to the will of their enemies. The Lord sustains them on their sick bed. In their illness, you heal all their infirmities." Not all of us have been sick this year, but we have certainly all been impacted by this sickness and this pandemic, and yet God has been faithful and sustained us. Not just sustained us, but I think has, I think, really helped us to thrive. So I'm grateful for you. We are waiting for the county to move to the red tier. When that happens, we will begin in-person services at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock here in the sanctuary for those who are comfortable coming. And I hope that if you're comfortable coming, that you will come. I know that there's, for some of us, has been some, we've enjoyed sitting on the couch in our PJs for worship, and that's been good. But if you're comfortable coming, it's going to be time to come back. If you're not comfortable coming yet for health reasons, totally understand, and we will continue to live stream the service at 9 o'clock. So not yet this Sunday. This Sunday we'll still be back, 10 o'clock live stream and 11:15 out on the patio. I'd love to have you come if you're comfortable. But watch the news with us, and we'll get word out when, as soon as that red tier happens, we will move to indoor worship. And so we're waiting patiently for that day. Want to encourage you to read through Hebrews chapter 2 as well today, in addition to Psalm 41. We've begun reading through the book of Hebrews, and I included a link in the email here with an overview for Hebrews, just a powerful letter that really elevates and lifts up Christ for who he is. So again, just know my gratitude to serve as one of your pastors in a year which none of us could have expected, but I just am so grateful for this church and for you. Do let us know if there's ways we can be a support to you. Wherever you are, know the love of God your Father and the grace and peace of Christ his Son and the unity of this Holy Spirit. Peace.